Vinaya. Let me also extend a very warm welcome to our chief guest today, Deputy Governor Mr. Gandhi. I've worked with him for nearly 32 years at a stretch, and he's been my boss in and around in many of the locations, whether he was a regional director or he was head of HR, and now Deputy Governor in charge of banking, also many other portfolios. I also would like to extend a warm welcome to all the participants. NISM creates minimum benchmark certificates to professionalize the securities markets. We have close to 21 such certificates, of which nearly 17 of them are mandatory in nature. And we also look forward to having continuous professional education in all of these certificates. So when Aditya and Mr. Bihari Lal were discussing about this certified credit research analyst, it was but natural that NISM would like to partner in creating space for professionals in this huge sector. Finance is nothing but credit. Unfortunately, whenever we talk of credit or credit worthiness or credit analysis or credit rating or credit risk or anything associated to credit, the one person we forget is the credit professionals. Who are they? Are we aware who are these credit professionals who work for different specialized financial organizations, especially the banks, who occupy close to 78% of the finance space? And in wanting to encourage the professionalizing of people who deal with credit, the desire was to partner with AIWMI in launching the Certified Credit Research Analyst. The credit research analyst, whether it is for rating agencies, whether it is for securities market professionals, whether it is for banking professionals, it is a must qualification and an important aspect on their profile. It at least gives them minimum benchmarked professional information about credit, which is very, very important. I have seen a lot of discussions happening. In fact, last year's BankCon 13, which is, BankCon is Bank Economist Meet, which happens every year. One of the banks sponsors it. And the Deputy Governor RBI was talking that I'm not talking about what would be the banks in future, but the future of the banks. And when he talked about future of the banks, he made a mention that the future of the bank would be managing credit. But I also found that in managing credit, there was everything possibly there, except for professionals who will manage the credit. And this is one small effort by NISM and AIWMI in wanting to launch a certificate which will provide opportunities for people to join the program and become credit professionals in the right sense. Once they have this benchmark certificate, they can develop on it in whichever way, best way possible. India survives on 3-4 basic generic qualifications. One of them is MBA, the other is CA, maybe CFA to a certain extent. These are broad umbrella qualifications, which are very good qualifications for people at different level. But they are not specialized qualifications in the term specialization. These qualifications set roots in India at the time when India was dependent upon aspects of real economy. That was the manufacturing sector, that was the huge PSU sector. It was not for the dynamic world of finance. We still continue to recruit people, and because we don't have any alternative, we still continue to recruit people from campuses of management of chartered accountants, but the world of finance has undergone a comprehensive change. And if you want to survive in this world of finance, your qualification has to be dynamic in nature. You have to update it on an ongoing basis. The generic qualifications would not lose their importance, but selectively, if you are asking people to manage portfolios which are specialized in nature, you will have to look at some of these specialized qualifications, and that is why this certification. BCG, in one of its reports, has projected that wealth management will grow 10 times in the next 20 years. The banks would be forced to multiply branches 2 times, ATMs 5 times, because of the growing middle class, which may become close to 400 million somewhere in 2025. And if all these things are supposedly going to be true, then credit expansion would also happen in the same form. And when credit expansion happens, you would require credit professionals to look at these. So these are few of the things. I'm sure that the program today calls for a lot of interface with priority sector finance, with non-performing assets and how they are to be managed, with fixed income securities, with academic experts from major institutions talking about how they are assisting in professionalizing this whole world of finance. So it is going to be an interesting day. I would request you to participate as much as possible, ask as many questions as possible. These are opportunities which are provided, and you have a galaxy of speakers. And you have the Deputy Governor in charge of Banking Development and Operations of the Reserve Bank of India, who is the chief guest and also doing the inaugural address for this program. We have an executive director from Moody's who also do a lot of certification across the globe, doing the keynote address. Deputy Governor has a constraint and would like to leave after the inaugural address and the book launch, but we will continue with the conference throughout the day. Thank you very much.
May I please request Mr. Aditya Gadge to kindly come onto the dais and felicitate Mr. Ghose? Can I have a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen?